Hey everyone, today we're going to show you how to quickly build a semantic model and visualize its knowledge graph, all without writing a single line of code using Intugle's new Streamlit app. So let's get started. So step one, let's go ahead and install Intugle, but with the optional dependency of Streamlit. I already have it installed here, so this should be fast. Now let's just launch it. You can use the Intugle Streamlit command to launch the Streamlit app. All right, so if we head back to our browser, if you want to run this in a notebook, you can also head over to our repo, and under the notebook section, you can see the Quick Start Streamlit app. So you can just follow the instructions here to run this on a Google Colab notebook. So now let's head back. So step one is to configure your LLM provider. Intugle uses a lot of LLM agents behind the scenes, so you need to configure your LLM provider here. So let me just use our Azure OpenAI endpoint. All right, so I have just entered the details and let's click save, and that should connect. You can see that the endpoint was loaded successfully. Great. Now let's upload our. So these would be the raw data sets that we would want to analyze. So I have a basketball data set here. Let me just pick this up. And as you can see, it's uploading. And now here we have a section to review our table. So you can open this dropdown and choose what tables you want to rename, or maybe what fields you want to ignore. If you can rename the fields here, and you can just freeze the column names and table names. But it looks fine to me. So let's go ahead and create the semantic model from the modified data. All right, now we have to provide a domain, which is basically a description of what the dataset is about, so that it helps the agents behind the scenes to get more context of the data and generate better business glossaries. So in our case, this would be a professional basketball dataset. So let's set the domain. Great. So now this is where the magic happens. Right now, behind the scenes, Intugle is using a lot of LLM agents to go through your data, identify data types, profile your data, predict relationships between data sets, and generate business glossaries. So we'll give it a couple of minutes and see what it looks like. And as you can see, the first table is done. We have for one table, the table awards coaches. And as you can see, these are the column names. These were the data types that were identified. This determines if it was a dimension or a measure. Then you have some profiling metrics right here. And you also have some business glossaries, some business tags, and you can see the sample data from every column. Great. So this will happen table by table. Now let's start the link prediction pipeline, where simple relationships and composite key relationships are predicted between relationships. So let's go ahead. And we'll give it a couple of minutes. All right, so it's done. Let's head down and see what the results look like. So this is a nice knowledge graph that's generated. Let's just expand this. Now, if you see here, there are a bunch of dotted lines and there are solid lines. The solid lines are actually single links that are being predicted. So you can see what fields were used. So from player ID going to player all-star player ID. And now, in the case of a composite key, for example, awards players and players teams, we can see that the player ID year from awards players is being mapped to the player ID year from the player teams. So this is how you can visualize the composite keys and the single keys that were predicted. And there is a table view here as well. So you can see the from datasets to datasets and from column to columns. So you can see the links here as well, and along with the flag here that shows if it's composite or a single key. And you can get some other metrics as well. For example, the intersect count, how many values between these fields were overlapping. We can also get the uniqueness ratios of each field. All right, so that was our link prediction agent in action. Now, all of this can also be downloaded as YAML files. The semantic layer can be downloaded as YAML files if you press this button right here. Download 10 YAML file zip. And that should just get you the YAML files. And you can see the YAML files here. So let's just open one and see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. You have the exact same information that we saw in the app. All the profiling metrics, the glossaries, the sample data, you can see all of them here as well. And you also have a relationships.py file right here. And here you can see the relationships, the same links that we saw in the Streamlit. And that's it. In just a few minutes, we've gone from raw disconnected CSV files to a fully visualized interactive semantic model without writing a single line of code. The implications: for data exploration, you can instantly understand the structure and relationships of a new dataset you've never seen before. And for AI and LLMs, you are creating the essential context or ground truth that AI agents need to answer questions accurately, enabling powerful RAG workflows. So the Intugle Streamlit app is the fastest way to jumpstart your data intelligence journey, whether you're prototyping a new idea or bringing order to your data warehouse. Thanks for watching, and join our Discord channel if you have any